In this lesson on fractions, we're going to be looking at representing halves, quarters, thirds and fifths on areas, lengths and collections of things. So this first page we've got our shapes here, and we're going to be looking at representing fractions on areas. So the first fraction I'm going to be looking at is halves. So on the triangle I'm going to represent 1/2. So here is my whole triangle. Okay, and I know that 1/2 is one of two equal parts of a whole. So I'm simply going to divide that straight down the middle into two equal parts as best as I can. And there you go. Here I have 1/2 of the triangle. Okay, so let's have a look now at quarters. So I've got my whole square here, my whole shape. And I'm going to represent 1/4, which I know is a quarter is one of four equal parts. So I'm going to carefully divide this square into four equal parts. I'm going to do my best to try that. There we go. So one of these parts is considered to be 1/4. Okay, let's have a look at the circle. So I'm going to show on the circle 1/3, and I know 1/3 is one of three equal parts of a whole. So very carefully I'm going to see if I can divide this shape into 1/3. Just got to make sure I've got three equally sized pieces. And I think I did pretty good there, so there we go. One of those pieces is considered to be 1/3. Okay, my last shape, I've got the rectangle, and I'm going to represent 1/5 on this rectangle. So 1/5 of a whole shape means it will be one of five equal parts. So I'm going to divide this shape into five equal parts as best as I can. So one of those parts would be considered 1/5. So I have represented 1/2, 1/4, 1/3 and 1/5 on the area of these shapes. Okay, this time I'm going to show the various fractions on lengths. And I have some different lengths here. I have the length of a road, the length of a number line, the length of this rope, and the length of this line. On the side here you will notice some little line markers. I'm going to use them so that I can divide these all up nice and equally for you. Okay, so first of all I want to represent the fraction of 1/2. Now I know 1/2 is one of two equal parts of a whole. So I have my whole road here, and I want to show 1/2 on that road, so I need to divide it into two equal parts. So I have my special stick here, and I'm going to move it to divide the length of this road into two equal parts. So one of those parts is considered to be 1/2 of the length of the road. Okay, the next fraction I'm looking at is quarters. So here is my whole number line, and I want to divide the length of that number line into quarters, which means four equal parts of my whole number line. So I have my special markers here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So one of these parts is representing 1/4. So I'll just write that here. So that's the length from here to this first line marker, 1/4. Okay, the next fraction I want to represent on this length, on the length of this rope, is thirds. So I'm going to create three equal parts of this whole rope. So I've got 1, 2, and I'll finish it off with another 1, 3. So I have represented thirds on this, the length of this rope, and this distance here from the beginning of the rope to this first marker is considered to be 1/3, one of 3 equal parts. Okay, on my line I would like to show you the fraction of fifths. So I need to, on my whole line here, the length of my whole line, I need to divide it into 5 equal parts. Alright, let's give this a go. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll end it here, 5 pretty equal parts. I'll just move it a little bit and trying my best to make sure they're equal. So 1/5 is 1 of 5 equal parts of my whole line. So I'll just write 1/5 here. So from the beginning of the line to this first marker, that length there is showing 1/5. Okay, let's show those fractions on collections now. The first fraction I'm going to be showing is halves. So with my teddy bears, I want to create 2 equal groups because I have one whole group of teddy bears, and to show halves, a half is one of 2 equal groups. So I'm going to group these teddy bears into 2 equal groups, which means I have 3 bears in each of my groups, and one of those groups is considered to be 1/2 of my whole collection. Okay, let's have a look at the shells. So with my shells, I'm going to group them into, I'm going to group them to show thirds, and I'm going to make sure that I have 3 equal groups, and I'm doing this by making sure there is 3 shells in each group, and one of those equal groups is considered to be 1/3. Let's look at my buttons now, and I'm going to group that collection of buttons to show fifths. So I have my whole group of buttons, and I'm going to create 5 groups, equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 equal groups, and I know they're equal because they have 4 buttons in each of those groups, and one of those groups would be considered 1/5 of my collection of buttons. Okay, I'm up to my last group, and I'm going to represent quarters out of my whole group of lovely Love Heart rocks. So I know I've got my whole group here of Love Heart rocks, and to show quarters I need to group those Love Heart rocks into 4 equal groups. So I'm going to make sure I have the same amount of Love Heart rocks in each group. And I've got 4 Love Heart rocks in each group. And I've created 4 equal groups out of my whole collection of Love Heart rocks. And one of those groups of Love Heart rocks is considered to be 1/4 of my whole collection. A fantastic effort, a big thumbs up to you. Okay, it's your turn now. See if you can give it a go and represent those various fractions. Good luck.